What is up, Untapped Hip Hop family? It is your boy, your masked man's favorite masked man, D. Will, the Macho Man Savage. And today we will be talking about some SEO. I don't know what SEO is. I just know it stands for search engine optimization, organization, one of those two. But we do have a professional in the house, Miss Veronica Diaz, the SEO guru and the founder of Owl Studio Prints. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, David. Well, yes, my name is Veronica Diaz, and I am a search engine optimization specialist.
So it is optimization.
Optimization,
Gotcha.
yes. And of course, I'm also the founder of Owl Studio Print. So we do SEO optimizations, we do case studies, marketing research on websites. It's custom-based websites, so that's pretty awesome. It's not template-based, so it goes based more on your options or what is it that you want. And the good thing about it is that we're actually able to rank them.
Hey,
yes,
that's what's up. And why SEO and why is it important for a young entrepreneur to be focused on that and to make sure that they search engine optimization is on point?
Well, why SEO? The reason why I got into SEO, I started off with marketing. Okay. So I started doing marketing research, and at that point in my life, I had only one website for Owl Studio Prints, and I did not know how to rank it. So I was doing research, and it was telling me about ads, and I was like, ads are so expensive. Like, I can't afford this. This is like $5,000 a month. This is something I cannot do because it goes base per keyword. So I said there has to be another way for me to rank my website. And based on research, I landed on optimization, search engine optimization. So what it is like the study of the algorithms on how search engines see them, how they're constantly changing, and what is it that your website needs in order for it to be on the first page of Google. So it requires algorithm knowledge, technical SEO, which is like the back end of the page, HTML, SSL, the certificate. Like it's a pyramid of a lot of little details.
I ain't gonna lie. Every time I look at HTML or CSS, it looks like a wizard's magic book to me. It just doesn't make sense at all. What is it about that's appealing to you?
It's a puzzle. It's a challenge. It's trying to find out what is it that a page needs in order for it to be on the first page of Google. It's really a lot of marketing research. It's knowing your demographics. It's knowing what is it that they're looking for. And based on that, you implement that on the on page. But then it's also the technical side of it, which is fun because it's knowing a little bit of code, implementing codes on the back end, and like pretty much having a conversation with the robots and the algorithms that Google offers.
Oh, so you in direct contact with the robots?
Yeah,
out there.
pretty much are having a one-on-one conversation in a very, very SEO way.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is there any what's the hardest part about for somebody to go out there and get their SEO right and to make sure that their website is ranking and all of that?
The hardest part, that I have landed, and it's something that I often see, is that there's a lot of, let's say, clients, or even in my profession, it's believed that you could have a page on the first page of Google like the next day. And it doesn't work like that. It takes time, but it does happen. It's not a lot of, I had clients where they've been told, I could put your page on the first page of Google like in 2-3 days and pay me this much. And they go to me and I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't work like that. No, we're not going to get your website on the first page of Google like the next day.
I've been paying this fool $300. You've been telling me that?
It doesn't work like that, no. So no, especially if it's a new website, there's a lot of strategy behind it. There's backlinks, there's on-page, there's off-page, there's content syndication, there's the technical side of it, there's the web page of how it is. And competition right now, it's pretty much really strong out there. That it's knowing first off the fundamentals and then everything that comes with it in order to make that page rank. So there's no way to have the page on Google on the first page like right the next day or in 2 days or in 3 days. It doesn't work like that. It takes approximately 3 weeks to 4 weeks, so a little bit longer at times.
So it's not like dropping hashtags on a post or anything.
No.
You actually got to do some research out there.
It's a lot of research.
Oh, man.
Yes.
But how much research do you put in, like a day trying to, rank your website or another person's website?
It takes a lot of research. It could take me from maybe 2 weeks to even up to like 3 months, or sometimes a little bit longer, but eventually it gets there. Right now, which I don't want to say the names out there, but currently the company that I work for, it's hundreds of websites that we're looking after, and based on SEO, we always make sure the pages are on the first page. So it takes a lot of strategy. It takes a lot of techniques. For our studio prints is the same with my clients. It's not, I don't promise something that might not happen, which is like the next day. It's more like, yeah, we're going to get you up there, but it's going to take time. I need to know your demographics. I need to know exactly what is it that you have. I need to know exactly who is your target demographic. Because a lot of the times it's like, yeah, they're going to find you based on keywords, but maybe you're targeting coffee drinkers. And instead at this point, you're up there for like tea drinkers. And you're going to get that clientele that, yeah, you might have
the same thing, but not exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you're going to get high impressions, but it's not and clicks are not going to be converting. So it's a lot of strategy, but I love it. It's a huge passion that I have. It's a puzzle. Every website to me is a puzzle.
That's what's up. It sounds like you a master tactician. You like doing strategies and figuring out puzzles and stuff.
Yes.
Is that something that extends outside of SEO as well, or is it just mostly you're in the realm of SEO and that just kind of consumes you?
I love, I honestly fell in love with marketing. SEO, it's a huge part of me. I think I approximately read about 2 hours a day just because I want to know what's out there, what's new. I follow a lot of like newsletters. I follow a lot of information when it comes to SEO. I like to be part of groups and know exactly when there's a new algorithm. Because you might have the web page, or you may have a page on the first page of Google today, but the next day it might drop to the 40th page, and you want to know why, what happened, what to do to get it back on the first page again. So it's challenging, which I love. It's a passion. You have to have passion because it's not easy, and it's like, but it's fun once you get it. It's pretty fun.
That's crazy because I like to think sometimes I'm a great researcher, but my research extends all the way to Wikipedia. And then I just get tired and I'm like, okay, I know what I need to know off of Wikipedia. If it's wrong, then that's somebody else's fault. Like going through so much research and going in depth with stuff, how do you filter out what's good for the algorithm and what's not good for the algorithm, and just be like, okay, this is something that's going to help my client or myself on this project?
I look based on what type of website it is, because you have your e-commerce as well, which is an e-commerce website. It's a website that you use in order to sell an item, sell a product, and then you have your web pages where you're offering just a service, and you have also websites that are meant for medical purposes, and then you have websites that are meant just for information. So you look at all of that. So websites that are a little bit harder to rank are more like medical websites or law websites, or anything that's more about EAT, which is you have to trust that website, and you have to provide content that's actually it has trust. There's trust behind it, and your audience is going to be able to feel comfortable enough to click on it. So Google understands that, because Google uses artificial intelligence. So it also understands the language of the person. What is it that they're looking for? And we want to make sure that the page is also a safe page, and they feel comfortable enough to click on it. And we have to let Google know that, hey, yeah, this is a safe page. It has all the elements. The information is accurate. It's real. It's not a spammy website. So it's having a conversation again, like with algorithms all the time.
For sure. Yeah. You brought up Google and its artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Does that scare you sometimes? Because, you always I know people say this all the time, but it's like, man, I was just thinking about something and then it popped up on my Instagram feed and it was there. Does Google AI like intimidate you sometimes? Like, okay, it's learning a little too quickly.
Yeah, it does and it doesn't. It does because of course like even for myself, you're having a conversation or you're looking for something real quick and all of a sudden you have all these ads that are related to what you were either having a conversation about, what you
Yeah.
were searching for just to kind of know a little bit about, and all of a sudden you're getting ads about everything.
Has Google ever like answered
Yes.
you out loud one time? We just said something to yourself, and Google's like, "Hey, this is what you need."
Yes, actually, there was a time that I was in a meeting and we had a little. I'm not gonna say exactly what it is. A little product out there, and we were like, yeah, we were just having a meeting conversation about SEO, and then all of a sudden we hear, what was that? Oh, okay. And this thing, the TV turned on, and I was like, wow, it's kind of scary.
Hey man, I
Yeah.
keep telling people Google and Disney is going to take over the world, man. Like it's going to be Terminator, Mickey Mouse out there. Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouses. What's plural? I don't know, but yeah, it's happening with Disney Plus and Google. It's going to happen. So you know, be on the lookout. That's just my public service announcement right there. But but I digress. But yeah, like for a new client, you just picked up a new client. How would you guide them through their first website and make something for them, make something that doesn't rank the first day, but keep them building so that way they get something that ranks first page eventually.
First, I will have a more in-depth conversation to see what is it that they're trying to do. If they're trying to just rank locally, or they're trying to expand, or do they have a location in particular that they want to focus in? Because a lot of the times it's a service that just is offered locally, so we got to stay within that local area. And then I have clients that they want to sell something, and that's more broad. So that could go from California to Miami, and then you have to implement like the shipping factors and all these other details that go along with it. So based on that, it's how we start doing our research and how we're gonna rank, and we do a lot of keyword research because that's very fundamental. If you have your content is king. So it's like having the proper content as well is very, very important, especially if it's a brand new website.
Oh, okay, man. So like as a SEO guru, artist, goddess, and being an entrepreneur, you pretty much got an inside game on how to like make your website, rank top notch, pretty much, man. So, what being your own client? What do you really look for in to make sure that you're always on that first page? Just being like, I don't know if am I trying to pry too much, put out too much game right now, or is it you got any trade secrets or something that somebody out there who can't afford someone like you to come out and help them?
No, of course not. I even give out like workshops about SEO. It's very fundamental and important for me to actually like let this information know. Even on my account, my LinkedIn account, I share a lot of articles about SEO because like I was at one point I wanted that where I needed clients. I was trying to sell things and it was like, how am I going to get this out there? So I had a professor and yeah, okay. And he always said that it's always good to share knowledge.
Yeah.
And I took that always as a part of my life since I started taking his classes. And if you know something, sometimes it's good to share it. I mean, why not? Especially like, for example, for myself, a lot of the times I'm the only Latina in the technical world. Like I've been in departments where I'm either the only Latina or the only woman in there. So it's a little bit
double hitter.
Yes, it's challenging. It's like I have to be a little bit ahead of knowing certain information. So if I have that opportunity to share it, why not? Especially if there's like women or Latinas or other demographics that they want to learn about this, why not? I mean, the more it's even better. And I get to have fun conversations about SEO, and there's actually debates, which I love because SEO changes all the time. So I might say something, but another SEOist might say something, but it goes based a lot on the case studies. Okay. Case studies will tell you everything, because something might work for one website, but another thing might work for another website. So it all depends on that.
That's what's up. Yeah. Being the only Latina in a company, you ever just mess around with people just only speak Spanish and just like
no, well, there's times where I'm like, okay, like I don't. It's a little hard sometimes. Sometimes even being the only woman in that technical world, it's a little bit complex as well. But it's challenging, but it's a positive challenge, because it's like, oh wait, this little information here. It's like, oh, that's oh, okay, yeah. And people start listening, and they start actually taking your opinion, and they start like, hey, it's like,
it's definitely a new age now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think tides are turning, for people of color, women, and everything, and it's like it's not as hard for a lot of us to actually go out there and make our mark and let people know what we really know as professionals, because you've gone through school, you've learned what you had to learn to get to where you are, so it should be valued, and it's like, I don't know, was it harder when you first started, or do you find it that it might be easier?
I feel right now it's challenging, but it's a lot easier. Now I actually show more results. So it's like, hey, this might work because of this, and here, this is the backup, this is the data. I always go based on data. Numbers don't lie. So facts and data never lie. So I could tell you, hey, yeah, your website's going to be here on the first page of Google, but if my numbers don't back it up, then there's no. So once my numbers back it up and I show what I've done and they see the work, then that's when the credibility comes in. So it becomes challenging, but like I said, in a positive way. I had a lot of girls that now they follow me even on Instagram. I have a AIS She Is, which is also on Instagram, and they actually message me like, hey, do you know, how can I do this, or how can I do that? And they want to know more, especially like I say, as a woman, it's a bit hard in the technical world. There's been times where I've been in the room and there's like a meeting and there's like 7 guys and I'm the only female there, and I'm trying to say something, everybody's talking over me. I'm like, wait, like, you gotta like
talk from the chest.
Yes,
like,
hey,
deep in that voice a little bit.
So then once you start talking and they'll start looking at the results, they're like, oh yeah, let's listen. So it gets a little challenging, but I mean, when you love what you do, its challenges are just, it becomes part of it. Everything just becomes like more of a positive experience.
That's what's up. And you said, I get like, just looking at your Instagram feed and seeing the things that you post on there, I could definitely tell that SEO is something that you love doing. You know what I mean? Do like little shots from work. I don't know if I'm snitching on you. She be on Instagram at work, y'all. So if y'all know Veronica Diaz, if you see her with her phone out, call her out on that shit. Because she's supposed to be doing SEO, not Instagram.
Yeah, and it's funny because we were having a conversation with I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I'm like, yeah, it's so crazy. Like, she's like, I could tell you only talk about work. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's what feeds me, and I really love what I do. So I get really passionate when it comes to marketing. Even when I go to my meetings, I get overly passionate sometimes. So it's like, I'm so excited. Everybody's looking at me like, okay.
You're that person at work where it's like, you were probably that kid, before class ended, the teacher ended to sign homework, and he was like, hey, teach, you forgot to assign something.
Yeah, exactly. But so far right now is the team that I have. We're all like always excited, so it works out. We're like a good team because we work together, but we're very excited about marketing. And it's like one of the guys, he's a engineer, so he's a full stack engineer. So he's the one that does the websites from scratch. He just code, JavaScript, everything. Then I come in with marketing research, so I give him all the data. And then we have a designer as well, and he designs everything as well. So we all do our combination, and it works out. So we all have we pitch in all our ideas, and that's how we get our project started and going. But even at work, when I'm at work, same thing. I get so excited, like, hey, let's do this, or how about we do this? So the work shows because we're all excited always to be doing like. One of my friends like, why are you so excited about it? I said, I really like it. I mean, I love what I do.
You ain't excited about your work.
Yes.
You're probably in the wrong business, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm in that boat right now where it's like my regular 9 to 5. I'm done with it right now, but when I get home and I'm working on anything Untapped related, I'm just having the greatest time. Like time flies, you know what I mean? When I'm at work, I be looking at you ever played the clock game? where you look at the clock and it's like says like 7:10, and then you try to be like, okay, I'm gonna try to not look at the clock for 30 minutes, and then you look back up, it's 7:02. Yeah, it's a horrible feeling, but it's like it pays the bills, and then you do what you gotta do on your free time to build what you really want to build, right?
Yes, of course. I mean, my first marketing job, I literally had to wear a backpack with a billboard on it. So that was my marketing entrance right there. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. So let's get more into the marketing side of things. What's your favorite part about marketing? Is it related to the SEO stuff, or is it more? Is there anything different in that field that you have to focus on?
I love the marketing research part of it. I find it fun actually because it takes me from one place to the other place, and when I look at the case studies of where it started to where it's going, I feel really happy about it. Like I had websites where they're not even ranking pages, they're not getting any clicks or anything, and when I actually now see the conversion rate, and it makes me really happy because it's like, okay, we're targeting the proper demographics, we're doing this where everything's covered. So I like that feeling, and when they call me and they're like really happy about it, it makes me feel like, oh, okay, this is great, especially for small businesses. I had clients come in. One point, one of my clients was saying that he was getting charged like $500, $300 to $500 just to set up a Google My Business page, and I was like, my gosh, this is a small business. I'm like, this is something that you can do. I can guide you on how to do it, and there's there's articles as well, so on how to do it. And if it's nothing that somebody should be charged as much when it's not. I mean, if you're posting regularly for them, I get it, but if you're just showing them how to do it or how to set it up, I'm like, this is a small business. We're all in the same boat. It's like we're trying to get somewhere. It's like it's not cool.
Where I'm from, you call somebody like that a mark. They knew what they was. Whoever cheated them knew what they was looking at. It's a shame, though. You know what I mean? It's like that's taking advantage of people. But it's definitely something. It's a learning experience. I'm pretty sure he knows now.
Yeah, I see a lot in the Spanish community. Because of course there's my Spanish community, which they have their businesses. They have a small business and they're asking for help, and a lot of the times because they don't understand the language, it's like they get a little bit taken advantage of. And then when they go to the person that does want to help them, it's like they don't trust you no more. They're like, oh no, because this happened. And I don't know. Especially when it comes to websites, it's like, oh no, I don't know. It's okay. And I'm like, no, okay, all right. They lose that trust. So it happens.
That's a shame. It's especially within the community, you know what I mean, where you get taken advantage of within the community. It sucks, I think it's in every community too. It's always that person in every community that's always trying to come up on anybody and everybody.
That's true.
But off of marketing stuff, what is it that you like doing outside of SEO and marketing, and anything any other passions outside of work?
Honestly, outside of work, I could say outdoor activities. That sounds really the answer. But honestly, I like to stay at home and watch movies. That's my favorite thing to do.
What's your favorite movie?
I watch a lot. Of episodes. So I was watching Friends. I was watching New Girl. Then I was watching all these Disney cool movies. I like Disney movies too. So, that's me.
Don't get me started on Disney again.
I know.
I'll go on a rant for at least an hour about Disney. I used to be a Disney fanatic, but I started seeing, the signs.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, that's my, especially when it's raining. I just like to be home watching movies. And
that's what's up.
yeah,
I've never seen an episode of Friends in my life, but it looks like a interesting show.
it's funny. Yeah, I like positive movies. Positive energy movie. So I kind of like, I like to feed off of that
Like
positive
Friday the
energy
13th?
things. Yeah, not like Friday the 13th. No, I don't do scary movies. I don't really like them, but I try.
Scary movies are the best. I like watching corny scary movies. I go on Netflix every now and again. I'll try to find the worst rated scary movie out there, and I'll just sit there and watch the whole thing. And it's just, I don't know. It's like it's one of my hobbies.
Yeah. See, I don't mind like for example, Chucky or any other movies like that when I know they're not based on true events. It's the ones that are based on true events that I do not like.
There's none of those horror movies are. That's just a marketing ploy. Come on, man. You're the marketer. You should know that.
But no.
That's just a marketing ploy.
I'll be alone at home like, oh my god. She's like, no.
Just hit all the lights and put on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You'd be good to go.
Yeah, no. Yeah, one time I took a road trip from California to Florida, and we were passing through some little towns, and all
Through the south or through the north?
I went through the south actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
South is just scary in the daytime and at night. especially if you're a person of color. It's I ain't going front. I don't feel comfortable going through Arizona sometimes.
No, you know what? Yeah, you have a point right there.
I question Southern California every once in a while. That's how bad the South is.
It happens. That's where I carry my passport with me all the time. Especially when my accent pops out, I'm like, oh snap! Like, let me just have my passport with me.
I was making fun of you about this a while ago because I called you and I got your voicemail, and I was like, is this Veronica? Because this don't. Who's this white lady I just called right now?
Exactly. It's like, I know everybody tells me your voicemail, you sound very white. I was like, oh yeah, well thanks. You know, it's not a good thing. Like, so
I know when I'm in trouble, who's calling the cops? Just pass the phone to Veronica. They'll be here in no time.
But yeah, but then once you hear that accent, they're like, oh, you speak Spanish? I'm like, yeah. But guess what? I get to do SEO in Spanish too. So hey,
double hitter right there.
Yeah, that's what I use all the time because at one point they were like, oh well, you know, I had a situation where somebody said, oh, I had like talked about something and there was an accent on one of my words, but I mean it was still understandable.
Like
an accent. Like
they were
like, what was it? Like, what was that? And she was like, oh well, this is how you pronounce it. And I was like, but the person didn't do it in a positive way, did it more in a way to kind of like be offensive. And I was like, okay. I said, wait, but at least I could do SEO in Spanish. And she just did like, she didn't say nothing more.
I would never pronounce the word the way she would want me to pronounce that word. I'd always put that accent mark there. I'd make it a point to put that accent mark there every time.
I know. And it's like, no. But I mean, it does, maybe probably when I was probably younger, that would have faced me. But I'm like, now at this point, it's just like, you can't change people.
Things are different when you're younger.
Yes.
You feel like you're invincible. You get away with anything. But when you get older, you start seeing reading between the lines of things.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, definitely. Man, so being able to do Spanish marketing and Spanish SEO, is that more difficult? Because in my mind, when you said you're doing like Spanish SEO, I'm thinking you're doing like Spanish Google. Is there a Spanish Google, or am I just making that up?
Oh, there is Spanish Google.
No shit.
Yes, there is. You actually Google Spanish and everything comes out in Spanish.
Word.
Yes, it's actually a great experience because I get to work with people from Argentina, España.
Yeah. Is there like Google or Spanish code, or are we talking like keywords? Because I was thinking more like.
Yeah, keywords are.
I was thinking like code, like HTML in Spanish.
Oh no, that's universal.
Oh, okay,
it's more like just the SEO, the keywords part of it. And it's pretty fun because like I get to hear like different Spanishes, because Spanish is different in like different countries as well.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Spanish 4 years in high school, you know.
Yeah, there's some words that they don't mean the same in other Spanish. But
Usted.
Usted, especially usted. Yes. You always want to use usted. Doesn't matter what part of Spanish you are, what part of, you always use usted. But I work with people from like from Mexico, Argentina, España, Guatemala, Panama. So it's pretty cool. And it's like I have people calling me from Mexico that they need a website because now they want to launch in the United States. So it's pretty cool because I get to do both in Spanish and English, and they see the results in both countries. So it's pretty fun.
Too much water. Trying to burp off mic, so is what's some of the more, I guess, any terrible clients that you try to avoid, you know?
I wouldn't say like terrible, but when they
horrible people,
when they tell me, can you get my page on the first page of Google? Like I was told that somebody was gonna do it for me for like $40, and I was gonna have it on the next day. And I was like, really? That's a really good. I even told him that's a great like $40, and like the next day you're gonna be on the first page of Google. Like, yeah, even I want it. Yeah, how?
Who are you talking to? I need.
Yeah, I'm like, can you show me those secrets? Like, yeah, those are the clients that I'm just like, they're always like telling me, oh, somebody's only charging me like this much, and I'll go with them. I think that's a great, I might even go with him. Like, why not?
Hey, does he have a group deal?
Right.
Do 2 for $25?
Yeah, like I had a now he's calling me. It's funny because at first he was like, no, they're charging me like $40 for a logo, and for the website they're only charging me like $200. And I'm like, really? That's great. And I guess it didn't work out or something. Then he called me back that he wants to start like his package and everything. Yeah. And I was like, okay, like, so what happened to me? I want to know that information.
Like, they lied to me.
Yeah, like $40 a logo. Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just that you get a lot of that. And
anybody you want to take flight on? Somebody who just like came at you, lowballed you, and like, man, I should punch you in your chest right now.
Like, what? And then I have to know, or I have her like, wait, I could make a website like, like I just put it. I'm like, yeah, you can. That's great. Why not? These websites are custom based. So it's like, pretty much it's like we work really hard on them from beginning to end. And it's like, we're constantly working on them. I said, there's a little bit of a difference, but doesn't mean it doesn't work. So I tell them, well, at least, like the SEO, we can do these implementations and it's going to start ranking your page. So, but it's always that like, oh, wait, no, they're only charging me this much and this much. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I try to avoid it because it's like at the end, it's just going back and forth and it's exhausting a lot of times. So, yeah.
What about Out Studio Prints? Where do you want to go with that? Being that's your I guess your baby, something that you started yourself, and where do you see that in the next year,
Yeah, well, Out Studio Prints, yes, it's my baby. We've been through so much. So it's like, I, of course, eventually want to have my own agency, my own marketing agency. And that's what I'm working towards too. It's going to be bilingual. I offer a lot of bilingual marketing services. And that's pretty much the goal that I have for. It started off with printing shirts and eventually branched out to more like digital. And right now it's like SEO and websites and digital and of course printing as well. But it was an awesome startup because I was just doing shirts, and from there it just now to still growing a little every time. And so eventually it's like, okay, there's gonna be a day where I'm gonna have my own like agency, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal.
What was the I guess the spark that kind of got you with Out Studio? Like, what was it that made you say, okay, I want to go print some shirts, see where this takes me, and then from there, how did that progress for you?
I always like to have my own schedule. Yeah, so
waking up at 1 p.m.
Yeah, I like doing my own things. I love to travel, and it's like a lot of the times you have of course, at that point I had a job, and it was like not something that I really like to do. So I was like, I gotta start with my own business. Like I want to be able to travel and go out here and do this, and still have enough to spend on me and do all the things that I want to do. It's like not so much about like the luxury part of it, but more the luxury part of being able to feel free.
Definitely.
I want to feel free. I didn't like the idea of always like, hey, like ask a day off, or it was very like difficult because
schedule a week in advance, but hey,
at that job, cool. I needed to just for a day off. I had to ask like 2 weeks in advance. It was like kind of like I didn't like that so much.
I keep lying at my job. I swear my dog has died 5 times last year, so hits me hard every time too.
Wow, or when you call and say like, I'm not doing so well.
I try to cry. I found out when you laugh and nobody sees you over the phone, it sounds like you're crying. So it's like I'll be up there laughing. Like, my dog died today.
It's like, hey, isn't this like the 5th time or something?
I got a lot of dogs. I have a kennel.
I had a friend that said his grandmother died like 5 times. That's horrible. I said, wow.
Is she still alive or she dead?
No, she's still alive. I'm like, that horrible. Is just horrible.
You gotta wait till your family.
I know. I was like, don't do that. But I mean, it happens. That was the spark, and I bought a little silk screen machine, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing some shirts, and it wasn't as easy as it looked. So I had to take some workshops too, and eventually,
YouTube University.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, I went into, okay, I'm gonna invest in a DTG machine, which is now full color. It's a lot easier, but it's still but it's a lot easier than the silk screen because it's like full colors and you can only print one shirt if you want. So it's pretty efficient. And then from there, that's when I was going to school, and I was like, okay, now I'm done. Like I could now, implement digital marketing. And I started working at a marketing office, and then I started doing it. I work in an agency, and then I started working in a lot of great places. So now I was able to implement those digital marketing side and everything. So that's how we started growing.
Hey, that's what's up. For a lot of people, or I guess everybody out there who doesn't know, me and Veronica went to the same school, Art Institute, Inland Empire. It's no longer standing, but it was a fun time. What's some of your fondest memories of AI? Like anything, it doesn't have to be something that you learned. Just
AI felt like a family.
It did. It was small.
It was small, and I felt like professor, like I will always talk about him, John Lure. Like to me, he's like one of the persons that has impacted my life in a very positive way.
John Lure, he definitely held it down for a lot of students.
Yes.
Still stay in contact with him.
Yes, it's like I keep moving forward, and it's like I don't stop. I always think about what would John think, and he's always in the back of my head when it comes to marketing. It's like a huge mentor to me. And aside from that, it was like Doreen as well. Doreen was also.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I'd be surfing the web. I'd be watching or looking at these memes, and I saw this corgi, the little corgi dog.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of Doreen. I was like her haircut reminded me of the corgi reminded me of her haircut because they had like the same color hair.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh shit, Doreen. I wonder how she's doing.
Yeah, same here. But it was Adrian as well. I learned a lot about websites through her, but yeah, and also like a lot of like students, I still keep in touch with a lot of them, well, including yourself as well. And I always feel like when they're doing something, it's like, yeah, why not? Let's do it, because it became family. It's not just like, hey, we went to the same school. It's like, hey, we're working on a project, and why not? We'll all support each other. So
to do so many group projects there.
Yes.
Like, I know what you're good at, so let's go ahead and just run this.
Yeah, it was until this day I still like keep in touch with a lot of the students. Of course, John, like I try to keep in touch with him a lot of times. I text him as well, and to me he will always be like somebody that I will always have with me all the time. So
it's one cool old white dude, man.
Yeah.
I fuck with John tough, man. Like he, especially if you really need some help with something, he's always there to give you some motivation and let you know.
Yes.
Things are gonna be all right. Just keep
going.
moving forward,
Just move forward. Exactly. Look at the positive things and everything. So, yeah, and that's how I started really going into marketing research, and that's how I fell in love with marketing research. I love data. I love numbers, analytics, and this is why I do now what I do, and I'm really passionate. I go to work really happy, which is kind of like cool. How I wake up in the morning like I can't wait to go to work.
I can't wait to have that feeling. I cannot wait to have that feeling because right now I wake up in the morning. This is what I literally wake up as early as I can to go to work as early as I can to get off as early as I can. So I'm in that boat right now, but soon I'm gonna be like, okay, I really have a passion about what I'm doing. But with that being said, our time has ran out. Where can everybody reach out to you if they want to get some SEO done, if they want to get some shirts printed, or if they know somebody bilingual and needs help with their marketing? Where can they reach out to you? And
you can just go to Facebook and search Owl Studio Prints, or Instagram the same, Owl Studio Prints, or if you go to Google, just search Owl Studio Prints.
Because your SEO is on point,
yeah,
right?
So you can find me as long as you search Owl Studio Prints, or of course our givers. But just find Owl Studio Prints and you'll find me. You'll find all my information there.
That's how you know she good, where she don't even have to put out her hashtags or her handles or nothing. Just type in Google Owl Studio and it'll be #1 on Google. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you like to leave the audience with before you go?
Well, it was really nice. It was actually my first podcast, so I was really excited. I was nervous, but I'm really happy about it. Yeah,
it gets easy, right?
Awesome. Yes, yes. I felt like the time went by so quick too. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is great. So thank you for having me.
Hey, no doubt, anytime.
Truly happy about this. So, yeah. So everybody, just any information, or you want to attend one of the workshops or any information, just go to Owl Studio Prints.
And do you do these workshops monthly, or?
I do them I started doing like every 2 months, 3 months. Yes.
So like more quarterly?
Yes, more quarterly, or at least later on we're going to start doing like every month. But so far right now it's going to be like every 2 months or so.
That's what's up. I can't wait to the next workshop.
Awesome.
And for the rest of y'all, I'm glad you guys tuned in to Untapped Hip Hop, or episode 2 of Untapped Hip Hop presents Insert Topic Here. I hope you guys had an awesome time, and remember, tap into your potential because it's yours. Don't waste it. Peace.
Bye.